We're going to create a workflow that turns a single product photo into several stunning promo cards. By following this guide step by step, you can understand the logic and process of creating this workflow. It's a good practice to store all your input data in a single node. Start by typing User Input in the left panel. Locate User-Defined Input Form and drag it to the workspace. This node has no pre-configured fields, so we should set them ourselves. Dive into the node's settings and select Configure Fields. Add a field to store the input image. Let's name this field Image and also change the type to string URI to make it suitable for storing files. Let's add another field. I'm going to use ChatGPT to help me with the promo cards generation, so we will need the prompt for ChatGPT. Name this field Prompt. After saving these changes, return to your user-defined input form node. Upload your image and add instructions for ChatGPT. Here are mine. Feel free to modify it as much as you like or create your own. Hit the Execute button to run this node and generate outputs. We need them to move further. Now, we want our image background to be transparent, not white. Not only can we use the search bar in the left panel, we can also just right-click on the workspace as well. Choose Add Processor and start typing Remove Background in the search bar. As you can see, you don't even have to finish the sentence. Several models are already suggested. If you know what you need, just pick the model. In another case, you can rely on the description. Try and test different models. We'll use Rembig in this workflow. After adding Rembig to your workspace, access its settings. Enable the Show on Node to make the input appear on the node. Next, connect the image output of your user-defined input form node to the image input of your Rembig node. Now, let's add some magic. Right-click on the workspace again and search for the Add in Paint processor. Connect the output of your Rembig node with the image path input of your Add in Paint node. By default, there will only be one promo card, but I want 3. Let's go to the Add in Paint settings and increase the image num field to 3. You can increase it even further, but remember that this will also increase the execution time. Next, we are going to use ChatGPT to generate a creative background description for Add in Paint. Add a ChatGPT node to your workspace. Connect the prompt output from your user-defined input form node to the input of your ChatGPT node. Handling ChatGPT may be slightly more complex due to the syntax of the node. You'll need to refer to the prompt from your user input node as a variable. Here's how. Copy the node ID from the settings of your user-defined input form node and enter it in the ChatGPT settings. Choose a newer ChatGPT model in the model field and add a custom message in the message field. The reference to your variable should look like this. I've written it in code, but you can drag variables instead. We'll discuss this in another flow demo. Connect the success output of your ChatGPT node to the prompt input of your Add in Paint node. Save your workflow and run it by clicking Play in the top toolbar. After running the workflow, a generated prompt will appear in the ChatGPT node describing the image background to generate a beautiful card. Following the execution, the Add in Paint node will display 4 pictures, the original image, and 3 photos of the product with generated backgrounds. The images already have good resolution, but, say, we want to upscale one of them anyway. Let's add a GFP-Jan node. As Add in Paint doesn't display 4 images as separate outputs, you have to use variables again. In the settings, change the IMG input type to expression. Next, click on the hash to open the expression editor. Here you'll see a list of nodes on the left. Find and open the Add in Paint node and click Success. Drag your desired result from the Success section into the editor field. Connect the output of your Add in Paint node with the input of your GFP-Jan node. Run GFP-Jan by clicking on Execute. And there you have it. A high-resolution photo appears in the GFP-Jan node.